How you going, people? Finally, we're going to get to medical bags. So, I'm not quite winding down. I know it's a little low, my head's out of the way, but I want you to be able to see this. YouTube approved iced tea. Ooh, that's strong iced tea. Okay, so let's talk about medical kits. I used to have these all over my car. They'd have them laying out everywhere. Cops used to use them for CPR, little mask, so you wouldn't have to put your mouth on somebody. You put this mask over their face, put this here, and you blow into this little tube. It's got a backup valve in case they throw up. Hell, I don't know how many of these. I've probably thrown away 10 of these, but I found a couple and I went, well, maybe I can use them for something. So I ended up keeping them. Do you need them? I don't know. This is the kit I keep in my car. This is an actual empty bag that I found at a gun show, which was pretty stinking cool because it expands. And then if I unhook it here, it's got the little medical thing, so I don't know if this is some sort of field, maybe some army. It says on the back, NSN number 65450116171145, case, medical instruments and supply set number 17, federal covers and textiles. Pretty well made bag, got some nice, if you open these two things up here, really isn't a bag video, but kind of flips out, got zippers, pouches. I'm kind of debating on whether to move all this into here, but I can't remember when I picked this up, but I figured it was a nice bag, so I'll use it for something. I decorated my couch because I know I had some complaints on my couch. Hopefully it looks better. So let's look at what I got in my. Now this I keep so I can find it easy, either in a car if I bring it out. If I don't want to get hit, I can put this on my arm, put it around somebody. It's a good reflector band for just common uses. I think I might have got it for the horse a long time ago when I rode them at night. But they're kind of stretched out, but they're still pretty reflective. And then I have the big belt. Used to hang around their head. You can put this around your waist, over your shoulder. You can wrap it around somebody that's helping you. I'm pretty, I wouldn't say paranoid because it's true, but when I'm anywhere near a highway or cars, I want to be seen. I do not want to be, that's one time I don't want to be incognito and hidden. So let's take a look at this medical bag here and we'll go through some things. And I probably need to put some Ziploc baggies or something in here. But I'll just go as I go. So these are the Steri, S-T-E-R-I, Steri strip. Little bandages. They're kind of, I call them like butterfly patches. You can put strips. It's kind of like adhesive stitching. They're a lot cheaper than the zip stitch that we were talking about. I got like a bag of 20 of these. I don't know. I got these on Amazon. This is a tube. I forgot the exact name. What do they call it? Nasal airway something. I just call it a nasal tube. It's got a little tube of gel. If somebody has a mouth injury, their jaw smashed, they get shot, they're not getting air, you have to stop bleeding somewhere in the mouth, you can put one of these, slide it down the old nose, and at least they can get some air down and keeps the airway open. Remember, hell, I haven't done the 4 safety things, but it used to be elevate the wound, direct pressure, airway, what was it? Airway or heart, blood flow, airway, something, I don't know. I don't even know if they're teaching anymore. I just found out they were teaching CPR that it was 30 compressions to 2 breaths. And some places are teaching no breaths, just 30, just continuous compressions. Man. Advancement. When I was learning CPR, it was 5 compressions, 2 breaths. 5 compressions, 2 breaths. 2 people were 4 and 2 or something like that. But now it's up to 30 compressions and 2 breaths. And they said if you're doing it alone, just do compressions. Now different places are teaching different things. So be up on your first day for that for CPR. Let's see what we got next. This is a I just call it a chest wound. It's called an entry-exit wound hyphen vent. And it usually comes in two, one for the back and one for the front. So if somebody's got a chest wound and they're sucking in air, we used to call it a sunken chest wound when we were learning it, and we were told to put our ID card with some tape, anything plastic that would seal, so when somebody takes a breath, no air goes back into the cavity, because when this fills up with a cavity, you end up getting air in there and puts pressure on the lungs and you can't breathe. So this will stick it. There's one for the front. It comes in a pack of two. I've got one in here and I've got one in here, but this one I keep in my car. This is a 20 gauge syringe, and this is for, again, removing air from the chest cavity. We just had that little meeting we had, a girl had one of these in there. I didn't have this, so I went and got some. I was going to order on Amazon. They want kind of expensive. They want like 40 bucks for 100. I go, I don't need 100, I need 5 or 6. So I went to a pharmacy. I said, hey, I need some 20 gauge needles that are 1.5 inch. They have to be 1.5 inch because they got to go through the, in between the ribs into the chest cavity. And basically you're just going to kind of stab that in there and let air come out. But, and I think the proper way is go 2 fingers under the collarbone. You have to read up on it. 2 fingers on the collarbone in between 1 or 2 ribs, or first and second rib, second, third rib, something like that. It's in this area. I mean, if the guy's dying and you got the needle, then you can relieve some air pressure so he can breathe. Chest cavity fills up with air, he can't get air in his oxygen. So, and again, my kit, I would say, is more not a kit for any medical emergency. It's more for trauma, gunshot puncture, maybe a car accident where there's pressure, punctures, things like that. Of course, a tourniquet, that should be your primary thing. Gloves, I got several sets of gloves in here in different places. You always need gloves. You get a box, put them in here. There's different ways to keep them. I actually have a couple sets of gloves in this old medicine thing that I keep in the car. And then if I need one, I just open this up and pull out a set of gloves. But if I keep them in here, the sun and air doesn't get to them. They stay semi-sanitary and clean, and they don't dry out from other things. So that's just a little protector thing. But I got that in here. A mask. If you get a mask, and these are kind of like called dust masks if you get them online. I have the paper ones. I might have one in here. I haven't checked them all. I know I've got a box in there of the paper masks that you can just put on like surgical masks, one-time use. These are reusable because it has these little charcoal filters in it. You can change it. And it's got adjustable ear straps. A lot of complaints, if you read, is the ears pull forward. The straps are too small. So if you have it set right, it should stay in here. Not only is this an air mask, it doubles as an entry mask. Rick, you're talking about medical. Oh, be quiet, you big crybabies. So charcoal filter, reusable. I can wash it as cloth. They have different colors. They had little pink flowers and purple flowers. I really wanted to get it, but I went ahead and went with black. Some tampons. I know these aren't tampons. These are Kotex. These are great. I keep these in my horse. I got a first aid kit where I keep for my horses that are kind of big. These are really big because they're wide and you can wrap them around. They're very absorbent. I get, if you buy the tampons, or the things, where are they? When I bought these, I went to the store, picked these up. The guy behind the counter looked at me, I go, they're for a medical kit, bullet wounds. He's like, okay. But anyway, so these are, if you look at the ultra, I got the ultra thin, but they have a little counter thing here, and women probably know this, I didn't know this. And it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I guess, for light and heavy bleeding, which is perfect. Because I want the heavy for heavy bleeding. I don't care about light, medium bleeding. I want heavy bleeding. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to leave it on. It's going to coagulate, dry, and stop the blood flow. So I got the number, I think these are number 5. These are the super something. What are they? Oh no, these are number 4 with wings. Woohoo! Overnight 10 hour. So those are the ones I got. That I think this costs $5 for, I don't know, 18 to 14. So you can just put a couple, don't worry about losing them. The tampons, same way, they have the smaller ones for light. I got the super soaker, I think. What does it say? Cotton Super Plus. So I got the Super Plus tampons. They all have that little hard plastic cover, which is kind of nice because it protects it. And then, you know, you pull it out and it fits perfect in probably a 45 caliber. It's perfect. Any smaller caliber, you might have to stretch out the skin a little bit to get in, but that's okay. It'll expand and help stop the bleeding. And then you can bandage right over it. So I think tampons and what do they call them? Ultra thin pads. I just call them Kotex, but whatever. Good for a medical kit. This is just a couple of, I don't even know where the hell I got these. I bought something, and for some reason they had it wrapped with this like nylon sheath with Velcro. And I was like, hey, these are pretty cool for putting around a bandage, for wrapping a hand. If you get hurt, to stiffen it around it. It's got Velcro already sewn in, so I can connect them and make a long one. So I got 3 of these in here just in case I need to wrap something, splint, or whatever. So those roll up pretty nice and easy, small. This is a triangular bandage for the tie around your arm to support your arm. In case you have a shoulder injury, it helps support the arm. This is cotton. I haven't opened it. I'm thinking it's a cotton roll gauze. This is a instant chemical cold pack. I didn't buy this. This came with this kit. I had this kit a long time ago, but I got rid of a lot of stuff that was in here because it just wasn't useful to me. It was kind of like Band-Aids and BS. So some of it I left, some of it I got rid of. I might get rid of the cold pack, but if it'll fit, I'll keep it in there. More gloves. Definitely need a couple of sets of hemostats. You can get these at any of the gun shows. You can buy these. They're great for pinching off a vein, stopping, reaching down and grabbing something in a hole. They can go in little. You can open it up and grab it. I've got a longer set and a short set. Lots of uses for these. Keep things out of the way, hang it on your pocket. You know, these are just handy to have. So I got 2 of these in here. This is called vet cloth. If you buy this for humans, it's like 2 or 3 times as much. If you go to a horse supply where they have needles and things, they have, it's called vet wrap. And I think it was $1.97. And this is pretty good because it's very flexible. It comes in different colors. They got pink, of course. I didn't want pink. I wanted green or black. So I got black and green, a little bit less flashy in case there was a situation where if I created somebody, I didn't want them to stick out with all white stuff glowing in the dark, making them an easy target to get shot again. But I digress. And then in here I've got some iodine packs, some hand sanitizer wipes, and what the hell else is in here? Maybe I put a spit shield in here, I'm not sure. Here are the couple tampons that I talked about. They were in there. I got an ace bandage. This is the same as this. They do about the same. This is a little bit more supportive. This is a little bit less supportive, but this will hold a compress very well, just like this will, if you want to put this over a bandage to create direct pressure. I got a box of these. I forgot what I did with them, but I only keep a couple in here. These are the ammonia tablets. You break and somebody knows, wake them up. Not really needed, unless I maybe want to throw it in with some chlorine tablets, but that's another video. But to wake somebody up, pretty good. You can use the sternum with your knuckle, pinch them underneath the nose. There's different ways to get somebody to wake up. Let's see. This is some eye wash that's sealed, so it doesn't evaporate. It's already sealed in there. In case I need to get some eye wash out. What the hell is this? Oh, this is my pen light. You definitely want to have a pen light, some sort of light. Even to check the pupils. These you can get them on Amazon too. They have different styles. This has a pupilometer on it. Pupilometer, you move it up and down to see how big the pupil is. You can get it, you know, to see how it reacts to light. If I need to see something that's dark, a pen light's pretty handy to have. Plus I can check pupils to be if they're reactive, if they're opposite, if there's a head trauma, things of that sort. So, and things that I think might leak or could leak, like like the batteries could get acid and leak. I don't want it to ruin all my other stuff. So pretty much anything that can leak, I like to keep in a little Ziploc. Same way when I pack my clothes. We had to-go bags in the military that you had to grab and everything, and all my underwear, socks, pants, everything would be in Ziploc bags. And inevitably, when we were deploying somewhere, getting out of a plane, and they thaw all your shit out, and you're stuck in this area, it's in the rain, it's on the tarmac, it's freaking in water, so everything gets wet. So if all your stuff's in plastic bags, one, if you drop it in the water, it's going to stay dry, it's probably going to float, and if something spills, it's not going to contaminate everything else in there. So, another little tip that you can take or leave. I found a rubber. I don't remember where I found it. I was going through some shit and I went, I'll throw it in my medical bag. These are good for putting on the edge of a barrel to keep shit out of your barrel. And they have other uses. I don't want to get into too much. YouTube will block me. Some tape, some different size bandages, small bandages, large square bandages. I need to put these in a Ziploc bag. I don't like them being loose. I have this string cutter, or you slide something through here and cut it. So there's a little razor blade in there in case I want to cut something, I need to hook it and I can cut it. Piece of clothes or something, I can use it for that. Keep that in there. Small little pair of scissors. They got round tips so I don't poke. Ah! My eye! You don't poke yourself in the freaking eye. Got a couple of tweezers. Gotta have tweezers. Digging out bullets, anything in there. Fragments. Shrapnel. If some security guard pulls a gun on somebody and fires a warning shot and it ricochets and a piece of concrete gets in their eye, you can get it out with a pair of tweezers. I don't know why I got 3 pairs of tweezers. I've got a couple zip ties. I like zip ties for several reasons. In case I gotta handcuff somebody or tie up their hands if they're fighting me, tie up their feet. If I want to give medical aid and I'm leaving a person, I can secure them so they don't follow me, run off, or leave them. If a guy's really being a pain, I can give him a zip tie necklace and let him figure out how to get out of that. But I think having a zip tie in your medical kit comes in handy, and you never know. Makeshift tourniquet, if you got nothing else. You can make it in a tourniquet, you can support a tourniquet, you can, there's a lot of uses for it. So I keep a couple of those in there. And then a big large gauze pad for a large wound, a few more band-aids, and last but not least, a Sharpie pen. So I can write on my hand, on their hand, I can take notes, I can write down what I didn't do. If I cover up a tourniquet, I can write on the forehead, different things. So you gotta have a pen. So that's my car first aid kit. That's what I keep in my car. This one I keep in the house, and this one I keep on me. And it's got a few things in it. But I'm not sure how long this video went. I might have went long here. Maybe I'll do a part 2, and I'll go through this big bag and this bag. And I'll rebuild this. Maybe fill up my tea. And I'll come back and start a part 2, make sure my battery and everything's good. This thing doesn't give me a timer on how long I've been filming. So I don't know till I stop. So we'll make this part 1 on the medical kit. Maybe I'll zoom in on some of the stuff in case somebody couldn't see it. Most of this stuff, Amazon's cheaper. Oh, I forgot to tell. I forgot when I was talking about the needles. So you go into any pharmacy and they want like 40, 50, 100 bucks on Amazon for 40, 50, 100 of them. You go into a pharmacy, and I just went into some little pharmacy, hey, I need a 20 gauge needle, and they go, yeah, how many you want? I go, how much are they? They go, 23 cents a piece. I go, shit, give me 8. Even though I keep 1 or 2 in my bag. And I actually keep a couple in here in this kind of crush-proof tube. This is an old tube for coins. And I put a couple in there so they don't get bent, and it keeps them crush-proof. So this will go in that big bag, but those are a couple extra of those. So anyway, let me stop this, and we'll do a part 2 after I refresh my iced tea and get this package back up.